each year the Kentucky Derby is just loaded with more than a dozen horses. The field is huge. This year it's 20, so it's tough to figure out which bet to make and which horse to make that bet on. So Ron and I are sitting here because we're joined by a friend of the program and our horse racing expert, Gary McIntyre, this morning. Gary. Joining us to sort some things out. Good morning, Gary.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
We're doing great. We got the sunshine out there, loving life. It looks good here, looks good at the Derby, and for the Oaks today, too, weather-wise. I like that. So it'll be a good track, right? Fast track?
Hey, man, congrats to you on this great forecast today and tomorrow. It'll be great.
Hey, Gary, we want to talk about the field because you keep up with horse racing 365 year-round. You know all about the Derby and the horses we're seeing in this race. If you're going to pick your top 3 horses out of these 20, which horses are you going with?
Jake, it's no different than any other Derby. It's always tough to come up with the top 3. I could probably make a case for 8 or 10, but I'll just give you my numbers and names of the top 3 and maybe a little reason why I liked them.
Okay. Yeah.
My top pick, I ended up with number 15, Rock Your World. He's very light on experience. He's only ran 3 times, but his only race on the dirt was outstanding. The jockey didn't use him much at all. That was the Santa Anita Derby, and he's my top pick. His other 2 races were on the turf, and he won both of them very easily. So who knows how good that horse is.
Rock Your World.
My second pick is number 1, Known Agenda. Wavered a little bit when he drew the 1 post, but with this new starting gate at Churchill Downs, that is no longer an issue. He's got the greatest in the sport on his back, and Irad Ortiz, and all he needs is a good trip, and he's the winner of the Florida Derby. And of course, my third pick, you can't not include Essential Quality. He is the 2-year-old champ. He's won every race he's been in. He's 5 for 5.
All right, Gary, that's great. I love it. So you like those 3 horses there. What is a long shot? Just say I would make a bet and thought, you know, I need a long shot that you think has a solid chance, if not to finish first, at least to finish in the top 3.
I got a long shot for you. Chad Brown's other colt, Mandaloon, he was favored in the Louisiana Derby, and for whatever reason, they don't even know, he just ran a bad race. He finished 6th. He was the favorite. He's coming into the Kentucky Derby. He's worked great. He's worked better than anybody else up there all week. He had a 58 work for 5. Nobody else worked that fast. And he'll be at least probably 15 to 1.
Mandaloon.
So, Gary, you talk about Brad Cox. We've got about 1 minute to go. We have some horses in this race, not only who raced here locally at Ellis Park, but Brad Cox, he has a lot of horses. He works them out here at Henderson at Ellis. He has the favorite this year. What are you most looking forward to about the Derby now back in its most traditional time of year as a horse racing fan?
Well, just the overall field. The thing about this Derby, and you don't like to see any of them drop by the wayside and not be able to make the race after they had the points to get in. So all of the major contenders are in, and it should be an outstanding race.
Where do you think Soup and Sandwich will finish?
He's actually signed on as some of the early speed in the race.
Really?
He led the Florida Derby for a pretty good ways before Known Agenda swept by him pretty easily.
Oh, Gary, we knew you'd know about each one of these horses. Soup and Sandwich, we just think is a great name for our show with how much we love to talk about food. We love to talk to you each and every year, Gary. We'll see how your picks pan out. I think Ron and I will be probably using them ourselves.
Yeah, thanks for your insight, Gary.
Soup and Sandwich, by the way, is named for one of the heiresses of Campbell's Soup Company.
There you go. Now we know. Gary knows those kind of things.
Yeah, hey, Gary, have a great day at work and have a great Oaks Day and Derby Day. We really appreciate you joining us early in the morning from Owensboro.
Hey, thank you, guys. I look forward to it every year, and let's everybody have a safe trip and all of them get back safely.
That's exactly.
Gary McIntyre, a horse racing expert, friend of the show.
Yes, indeed.
Always awesome to have him here, is it not? It's just great.
He is. He's also the Grippo man. You'll know him as a Grippo man. He's also the horse man here, too. Love it. Thank you, Gary.